Construction giant Brookfield Multiplex has agreed to a $110 million settlement to end a lengthy legal battle with shareholders. The class action centred on allegations that Multiplex failed to keep the share market properly informed of multi-million-dollar losses on projects including the trouble-plagued Wembley Stadium. Francis Bell reports.
Shareholders are claiming it as a big win, even though their class action never made it to trial.
To win $110 million for the group is, shall we say, a real blow to those people in boardrooms who believe they can exchange corporate governance for corporate convenience.
65-year-old retiree Peter Dawson is one of 120 investors who launched the action almost 4 years ago. The case centred on allegations that Multiplex breached its continuous disclosure obligations, particularly in relation to budget blowouts and delays on the trouble-plagued Wembley Stadium project, which was ultimately completed almost a year later than scheduled.
What was alleged was that Multiplex, commencing on the 2nd of August 2004 and going through to the 31st of May 2005, persistently failed to tell the market about the cost overruns and the impact of those cost overruns on profit and revenue in relation to three projects: Wembley, West India Quay and Qantas Hangar.
Multiplex denied the allegations and settled the case without accepting liability. In a statement, it said it was pleased to have the matter settled and to move on, and that settling was a purely commercial decision, and that the bottom line impact to Multiplex was immaterial given recoveries, which means its costs were covered by insurance consultants and subcontractors. From the settlement figure, lawyers Maurice Blackburn will take $10 million in costs.
After our costs, about $100 million will go to investors, and then the proportion which goes to the litigation funder is about 35% of the balance.
In other words, Singapore-based International Litigation Funding Partners will receive about $35 million. Of the 120 investors involved in the case, about a quarter were institutional shareholders, who will claim about 97% of the balance of the settlement. The settlement figure is much lower than the $300 million initially floated by the shareholders' lawyers, but it's also higher than a $32 million compensation fund Multiplex set up in 2006 as part of an enforceable undertaking secured by the corporate regulator ASIC.
I don't think it's necessarily a slap in the face to ASIC, but I think it speaks volumes about the inadequacy of the ASIC settlement.
ASIC declined to comment, but in 2006 it described the enforceable undertaking as a swift and fair result, which was in the interests of investors.